Bismillah walhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbana zidna ilma. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir. Rabbi wa tammim bil khair. So we are starting our today's session. Yesterday we have started our almost last part of the course, that is Nahv part 2. And we started with the passive voice, that how to make passive voice. Just that is only for Madi and Mudare. There are some rules. The most important rule is that you have to put a pesh, either it is Madi or Mudare, and there is a change on the first letter and second last letter. In Madi, the second last letter will have kasra, and Mudare it will be fatha. Just here kasra and this fatha, zair zabar. Last letter will have no change at all. These are the things we used to do in almost in many lectures in the second part when we just apply it. So now is basically the rules, those we already applying time to time. So we should remember those all rules. So every week we will just study 1 or 2 rules and then we will apply there. Like just to recap the yesterday's lesson, I would take help from someone. So I would ask Brother Hamad. Brother Hamad, can you please tell me the passive voice for yunzilu?
Oh, yunzilu. It would be yunzalu.
Yunzalu. It will be yunzalu. Okay, okay, Brother Hamad, if I ask you about yu'allimu.
Yeah, so yu'allimu, that would be yu'allamu.
Yu'allamu. Okay. And if it is kadhaba?
It will be kuzzab. Kuzzaba.
So the second last letter will be?
Second last will be okay. Kuzzabi. So that will be.
Okay, let's decide first.
Okay.
There will be no change on the last letter.
Oh yeah.
First
yes,
letter will have pesh, that will be kaf pesh. Ba zabar ba, that will remain same. So second last letter is only one, that is zal. So it will be?
That would be.
Second last letter is what here?
Second last is
za. It will have what?
It will have a kasra.
So let's do it.
Kuzziba.
Kuzziba. If it is allama?
Ullima.
Ullima. Yeah. And it is like here. What is the normal case here? Is it, if I say this is passive voice, so what will be the normal here?
That will be yukhaffif.
Yukhaffifu. And passive voice is?
Yukhaffafu.
Or yukhaffif. Yukhaffafu. Yeah. And there are some special case we use it, like qala, it is he said, qila, it is said, da'a, du'iya, awha, uhiya. So these just we have to remember them. So this is, and let's ask me one more from someone. Musab. Musab, are you there, Musab?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Musab, can you please tell me the passive voice of sa'ala?
Sa'ala means he asked. Sa'ala, so.
No, just tell me the passive voice of sa'ala.
Su'ila.
What is?
Su'ila.
Su'ila. Yes. So I have one more question before we go to the next. Let me ask Brother Rida.
Assalamu alaikum.
Brother Rida, passive voice of karuma.
Karuma, kurima.
Are you sure?
Kurima. Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's see here. First thing we discussed yesterday. There are 2 types of verb. One is
intransitive or lazim.
Yeah, intransitive, and there's that is called fi'l lazim.
Oh, it
and
doesn't
second
have
is
passive. Oh, I see. Okay.
it does not have passive. Why it does not have passive?
Because
It's the
it's ma'aloom. It doesn't need
yeah. So
maf'ul.
it does not have maf'ul, and which does not have maf'ul, they are called fi'l al-lazim, intransitive. So they don't have. So they don't have the passive voice. Okay. So this is what, and time to time, we will try our best that we should revise them, but this is the important rule, Madi and Mudare, and we will use it. And some special case, like I said, Qala, Qila, Da'a, Du'iya, Awha, Uhiya, and we will see that. Today, very important thing we are going to discuss, and this is just, we have to remember them, and this is very important thing, and that is Nawasibul Fi'lul Mudare. Nawasibul Fi'lul Mudare. Nawasib is basically plural of Nasab. As we discussed in Nahv part 1, there are 3 states. One is called Nasab, then Jar, and then Rafa. So this is the plural of Nasab. Nawasib is plural of Nawasib. Okay, so normally we see that Nawasib basically mean it put the Nasab, or it make it mansoob. And second thing is Fi'lul Mudare. So something we are going to study about Fi'lul Mudare. So it is, they are called Nawasibul Fi'lul Mudare. So first thing is, what are Nawasibul Fi'lul Mudare? Nawasibul Fi'lul Mudare are, there is a list. First of all, we should remember this list. We should know the meaning. And then we will see in the then after we should know the Nawasibul Fi'lul Mudare, then we should know that what they will do. They will do something with Fi'lul Mudare. That's why this is called Nawasibul Fi'lul Mudare. And it's a complete list. There are 8. If I see it, an, lan, li, kai, an, lan, li, kai, hatta, idha, aw, fa, sababiyya. Means there is fa sababiyya. An, lan, li, kay, hatta, idha, aw, fa sababiyya. First of all, we should know that this is Nawasibul Fi'lul Mudare. So there are 8 Nawasibul Fi'lul Mudare. We should have it on our fingertips. Meaning we know that they are the most commonly used word even in level 0. Most an mean that, lan never or will not use for future, li so that. Li normal meaning is basically for, that is haruf jar, but here this is lam. We will see the lam types of lam in one of the lecture. Li means so that. Kay also means so that. That's why this is called lam kay. Hatta until. Idha then. Aw unless. Fa then in that case. First of all, we should know, because everybody, all of us, who even somebody is joining us today in the first time class, he knows that these harufs, they are coming a lot in Quran. First of all, we should know the meaning. Second thing, what we are going to do today, that this is basically Nawasibul Fi'lul Mudare. What are the first question is, what are the Nawasibul Fi'lul Mudare? They are an, lan, li, kay, hatta, idha, aw, fa, sababiyya. This list should be on our fingertips.
It is izan, not iza. Izan.
Oh, sorry, idhan. So an, lan, li, kay, hatta, idhan, aw, fa, sababiyya. So these are called Nawasibul Fi'lul Mudare. So what they do, first thing is that in for singular Fi'lul Mudare, we are not talking about Madi. It is only for Fi'lul Mudare, second column in verb. For singular Fi'lul Mudare, they put Zabar on last letter. If it is Yad Ribu, it will become Yad Riba. Why it become Yad Riba? Whenever before any Fi'lul Mudare for singular, there are some exception, but here first we can see that for singular Fi'lul Mudare, they put Zabar on the last letter whenever it comes. So this is called Nawasibul Fi'lul Mudare. For the plural, the ending noon is dropped. The ending noon is dropped. First of all, okay, we should remember it here, but when there is a we talk about feminine and dual, so it will call af'al khamsa, like yaf'aluna, taf'aluna, yaf'alani, taf'alani, taf'alina. Let's make it simple now, that for plural fi'l al-mudari the ending noon is dropped except for feminine genders. But here we will just remember it that fi'l al-mudari the ending noon is dropped. So first of all, there are 8 nawasibul fi'l al-mudari. If I ask somebody that, okay, I would go to brother Iqbal Shahid.
Ji, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. Nawasibul fi'l al-mudari. How many? And can you please say them for everybody?
So nawasibul fi'l al-mudari are those
No,
prefixes.
what are nawasibul fi'l al-mudari? Just list of those.
Okay. The list is an, lan, li, kay, hatta, aw, and fa sababiyya. Idhan. and
Idhan.
idhan.
So this should be on. What they do?
So what they do is that for singular fi'l al-mudari, they put zabar on last letter. So for example, yadribu becomes yadriba
Okay.
if any of these become before them. And for plural fi'l al-mudari, the ending noon is dropped except for feminine genders. For example,
Feminine gender,
yadribuna
and there are, if we say this, so there are af'al khamsa. If we say yaf'aluna, taf'aluna, yaf'alani, taf'alani, and even from feminine taf'alina is also included in this. But just we are making it simple so that it should not be complicated. So ending noon will be dropped from the plural. Excellent.
Right.
Okay, thank you. So I would go to brother Azhar. Okay, Azhar, nawasibul fi'l al-mudari. How many, and name them?
These are 8 of them. First, an, lan, li, zan, kai, qatta, o, fa, sababiye.
With meaning, please.
An mean that, lan mean never or will not, li mean so that, kai mean so that, qatta until, o mean unless, or fa mean then in that case, or izan mean then.
Izan also. What they do?
They do in singular fail mudare, the last letter change into the nasab. They change.
They put a zabar, yeah.
They put the zabar on last letter in singular, and plural they drop the noon.
They drop noon.
Feminine, and the second is
except for feminine gender, but not the fa'alina. I will just. Okay. Can you please tell me about this? What is the what is an?
An is nawasibul fi'l mudari,
Okay.
and that's the reason noon is drop over here. Taquluna.
Okay, so it is madi or mudare?
This is mudari.
Mudare. It's singular or plural?
Plural.
Plural. And plural case, what is going on?
The noon is dropped.
Noon is dropped. Actual, it was?
Taquluna.
Taquluna. Okay. What about here?
An akuna. This one, the last letter change into zabar.
Zabar. What was the normal case without effect of nawasib?
Akunu.
Akunu. It was akunu, and what undid?
And they change into the nasab, change into the zabar, the last letter.
Thank you very much. I would go to brother Hamid Naeem. Wa alaikum assalam. Brother Hamid Naeem, nawasibul fi'l al-mudari.
There are 8.
Okay.
Lan, li, kay, hatta, idhan, aw, and fa.
So there is fa sababiyya, yeah, in the middle normally. So what they do?
Singular case in fi'l al-mudari, the last letter changes to the haraka on last continues to.
Okay.
And in plural case, the noon is dropped, except feminine.
Feminine gender and some except taf'alina. We'll see there. Okay. What about here?
Okay, nusabbihaka, nusabbi, sabah is from sabaha.
So what is there before nusabbiha? Before that, what is there? What is the thing?
Kay,
Kay. Kay is what?
that's in Nواصب.
Fi'lul mudari. Kay means so that. Okay. So what will be the effect?
It is the last nusabbihu instead of it is changed to zabar, fataha, nusabbiha.
So it becomes nusabbiha.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, one more I would ask you. What about this hatta?
Hatta again is the Nواصب fi'l al-mudari, and it is tunfikuna. So noon is dropped here.
Noon is
Dropped.
here. Ending noon will be dropped. Only ending noon will be dropped in this case. Okay. And otherwise, for plural, we can say that there are basically af'al khamsa. I just use this terminologies again and again. So this is basically yaf'aluna, taf'aluna, yaf'alani, taf'alani, and taf'alina. So basically, they just drop the noon in these things, and it does not affect other thing. It has no effect on the madi. So this is overall basically nawasibul fi'lul mudari. For singular, they put the nasab on that. And second thing is that the ending noon is dropped in case of yaf'aluna, taf'aluna, yaf'alani, taf'alani, and taf'alina. And mudari should be immediate or after waw. If waw is there, then also it will affect on that. It has no effect on madi. Only it is on mudari. That's why it is called nawasibul fi'lul mudari. And they are like, if you see here, for example, this is just for feminine. So it will have, when we say ending noun, so we have to be careful about that. So it will have no effect on yaf'alna and taf'alna, but it will have effect on taf'alina because it is very rare. So we are not just taking it care. Most of there are yaf'aluna, taf'aluna. So it will not have effect on yaf'alna and taf'alna, but it will have effect on taf'alina. And when we'll say plural, but it is very important, plural with ending noon. This is also plural. So there is no ending noon in here. So that's why this is just, it will put the fatha here as nusabbaha, you just saw it right now. And they are an, lan, li, kay, hatta, idhan, aw, fa sababiyya. We should know that, and then we should have the meaning. So we have to go to the breakout room, but we should take benefit of this, that they should come in on our fingertips, so that every time when we just discuss them, so we should know what are the effects.